Marcus Chen had always been the joker of Expedition Team 7. While his colleagues meticulously cataloged alien artifacts on Kepler 442b, he provided commentary that kept their spirits up during the long months of deep space archaeology. So, when they discovered the massive obsidian gate buried beneath centuries of crystalline sediment, it was only natural that Marcus would be the one to break the reverent silence. 20 credits says it's just a really fancy door knocker, he announced, stepping toward the towering structure that stretched 30 meters into the cavern's ceiling. Dr. Sarah Okafor, the expedition's xenoarchaeologist, shot him a warning. Look, Marcus, we haven't finished the preliminary scans. The energy readings are unlike anything we've encountered. The gate itself was a marvel of impossible geometry. Its surface appeared to shift between dimensions, covered in symbols that seemed to writhe when observed directly. The Zephyrian research team that had discovered the site 3 months earlier had declared it sealed by forces beyond comprehension before abandoning their work entirely. The proud, technologically superior Zephyrians, who had mastered quantum mechanics when humans were still discovering fire, had simply walked away. "Come on, Sarah," Marcus grinned, pulling off his environmental gloves. "The Zephyrians probably just couldn't figure out it needs the magic touch of human stupidity." Before anyone could stop him, Marcus pressed his bare palm against the gate's center. The reaction was instantaneous and terrifying. The cavern erupted in blinding light as symbols across the gate's surface ignited like stellar fire. The ground trembled, sending loose crystals raining from above. But most unsettling of all was the sound, a deep harmonic resonance that seemed to vibrate through their very bones. Then, silence. When their vision cleared, they saw it. Embedded within the gate's surface, 2 massive eyes had opened. Each was the size of a hovercar, burning with an inner light that had witnessed the birth and death of civilizations. The Ancient Sentinel, dormant for eons, was awake. "Impossible!" the voice thundered through their minds rather than their ears. "The seal should hold for another 1,000,000 cycles. What manner of being dares disturb the threshold?" Marcus, to his credit, didn't run. Instead, he tilted his head and studied the cosmic entity with the same casual curiosity he'd shown examining alien lunch containers. "Sorry about that," he said conversationally. "I'm human. Marcus Chen specifically. Didn't mean to wake you up." The Sentinel's gaze focused on him with crushing intensity. Team 7's instruments went haywire as the entity probed Marcus with senses beyond their comprehension. "Human," the Sentinel mused, its mental voice carrying notes of confusion. "I know this designation. The Zephyrians spoke of you. The Korthax Empire issued warnings. The Voidborn Collective declared you problematic." "Yeah, we get that a lot," Marcus replied, seemingly unaffected by the cosmic scrutiny. "Show me," the Sentinel commanded. "Show me why the younger races speak your name with such complexity." What happened next defied every law of physics the team understood. Reality folded around Marcus like origami, and suddenly they were witnessing scenes from across human history. Not just the grand moments, but the small ones. A child sharing lunch with a hungry classmate. Scientists working around the clock. During a pandemic, strangers pulling survivors from wreckage. Humans adopting alien refugees when their own worlds burned. But the Sentinel also saw the other side. Humans charging into impossible battles, laughing in the face of cosmic horror, solving problems by doing things that should have killed them but somehow worked. The time Captain Rodriguez had fixed a failing FTL drive by hitting it with a hammer while reciting poetry. The incident where humans had ended a centuries-old war by challenging both sides to a cooking competition. "Curious," the Sentinel observed. "Your species breaks every pattern. The Zephyrians follow logic, the Korthax follow hierarchy, the Voidborn follow instinct, but humans..." Humans follow nothing and everything simultaneously. Marcus shrugged. We're complicated like that. The ancient entity studied him for long moments. The seal was placed here to contain something that threatened all life in this sector. It was designed to respond only to a consciousness that could comprehend sacrifice without expectation of reward. The probability of such a being emerging was calculated at 1 in several billion. And, Marcus prompted, and yet here you are. A member of a species that sends messages into the void, hoping someone, somewhere, might not be alone. That names its exploration, vessels friendship and hope rather than conquest and dominion. The Sentinel's eyes began to dim, but not with sleep, with something that might have been satisfaction. The threat beyond this gate feeds on despair, on the certainty that existence is meaningless. But your species finds meaning in meaninglessness, creates hope where none should exist, touches ancient seals as jokes and somehow makes them laugh. The gate began to resonate with a different frequency now, not the sound of awakening, but of transformation. I have waited eons for such a consciousness to emerge. The seal is yours now, Marcus Chen. Not to break, but to transform. The threat beyond will find not the despair it expects, but the inexplicable stubbornness of a species that refuses to give up. As the Sentinel's voice faded, Marcus felt something settle into his mind. Not a burden, but a gift. The knowledge of what lay beyond the gate, and the understanding that sometimes the greatest cosmic threats could be defeated not with weapons or wisdom, but with the simple human refusal to accept that anything was truly impossible. He turned to his stunned teammates and grinned. So, anyone want to see what's on the other side? I'm thinking it might need a human touch. Dr. Okafor stared at him. Marcus, you just became the guardian of an ancient cosmic seal. Yeah, he replied, already moving toward the gate as it began to open. But I'm still the guy who fixes things by hitting them with hammers. Some things never change. The gate swung wide, and humanity's strangest ambassador stepped through, to greet whatever waited beyond, probably with a joke and an inexplicable plan that would somehow work.